I'm Dr. Natalie Phillips, host of Just Connect, a show where we chat about connections through social media, learning opportunities, and through the people we meet every day. Join me every Wednesday on Facebook Live at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I am an audiologist, a business owner, an entrepreneur, and a connector. This life is about connecting for the right reasons and to the right people. I believe making authentic and true connections lead to growth, change, and impacting the world.
All right. Hello. I was getting some share action going on here. And I wanted to just say that I look a little casual because I actually took the day off today. And I was able to enjoy some time off. And you know, it is beautiful weather here. I've got family in town. The kids are out of school. And so we actually went golfing. Well, technically we went golfing. I was going to take the kids golfing with my mom, something that I like to do all the time when she's in town. And we ended up going to a place called Snag Golf. And Snag stands for starting new at golf. And I was going to have my kids just kind of come with us and just hop on the golf course, a regular golf course, and go. But when I went and picked up some golf clubs for my daughter at a friend's house, the guy was like, "Are you serious? Like, you're just going to take your kids out there and they've never touched a golf club?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I mean, that's what I did." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "No, you can't just do that. You can't just do that." And so we ended up finding this amazing place. And we use some different golf clubs that were plastic. And there you got an iron and a putter, and that's all you had. And it was a 9-hole golf course, and it basically you're allowed, and it's tennis balls too that you hit, and you just swing at it, just practicing your regular swings, and you just kind of go at it. And it has been so much fun. Well, the funny thing, I'm telling you this story is, you know, I'm talking about time and how, you know, we're going to look at a new concept of time. But it's funny because when I got back, I posted some pictures. A girlfriend of mine, Sherry Matthews, and some of you know Sherry Matthews, she calls me and she's like, "Hey," she said, "Did you know that when we talked about the First Teen National Program on your podcast, I had to modify some type of equipment so that I could get into public schools better?" And we created, and she was co-creator of these Snag golf clubs. And I was like, she's like, "I was looking at your kids holding those holding that equipment." And she was just like, "Oh my gosh." She goes, "I created that." So anyway, super cool. It was a long story, but it's just about me looking a little more casual today with my ponytail and with taking some time off today. And I wanted to just shout out who's on here with me. Good evening. I was gonna say good morning, Brad. Good evening, Brad and Cindy. Nice to see you here. Today, I wanted to spend time talking a little bit more about time, and I wanted to have you guys just kind of join me and put in the comments there along with me, because I want to talk to you and see what your guys' thoughts are about time. And so, you know, when you hear the words, whether you've said it or somebody has said it to you, "I don't have time," I kind of wanted to think about and have you guys put in the comments, what does that mean to you? Like, if you've ever said it to somebody, "I don't have time," you know, how did it make you feel? Did it make you feel relieved? Did it make you feel apologetic? Or if somebody actually said those words to you, "Yeah, I don't have time," when you asked them to do something, how did it make you feel? Did it make you feel indifferent, or did it make you feel offended? And so for those of you who are on here with me, put it out in the comments. You know, how did it make you feel, whether you said those words, "I don't have time," or whether somebody has actually had those words said to you when you asked them to either help you do something. And I just wanted to see what some of your thoughts were surrounding what time really means. You know, I kind of thought about what it means when I say that I don't have the time, or I don't really have time. And I was thinking that sometimes I really mean I kind of don't have the time for what you need me to do. You know, and it might be harsh, but it's true. You know, I have to look at some of the things that I'm doing, and I really have to manage it. And when I say I don't have time, maybe that's what it means, is that I might not have the time for what you need me to do. Or maybe when I say that, it means, I'm kind of stressed out and I already have too much on my plate. And when I say I don't have time, like I really can't do anymore. My bandwidth is like stretched to the limit. So for those of you joining, we're talking about time, and I want you to put in the comments some of the things that when you say you don't have time, like what does that mean? So Marcus, good to see you. He says he's fashionably late, but he's here. And Brad, what did you say? Depends on how busy they really are. Is it really true? Yeah, it doesn't make a question, right? Or is it an excuse? Do they just not get why they should? True. And I'm hoping that what you're alluding to, Brad, is that, when you ask them something to do and to help you do something, and it's kind of one of those things where you really believe that if they helped you, it would kind of benefit them. I mean, maybe it'll benefit you. So when you said, do they just not get why they should? Maybe you're seeing something that would be super beneficial to them, but they're not seeing it yet. So I'm thinking that's what you're saying. Cindy says, time is a new currency. Managing my time effectively for me. That is totally true. Time is the new currency. And Brad says, Marcus didn't have time to be here on time. Marcus, I'm going to come after you. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's probably driving. Time is a problem and people have to find a solution or prioritize. Absolutely. I think Marcus touched upon this morning too, or the other morning on his show about time. And that's kind of what made me start thinking about some different things that I wanted to talk to you about. So thank you for all of your input. And I really today wanted to help frame your mind a little bit more about a new definition or a new concept of the word time. Because when we think about time, we think about, okay, a clock ticking or a watch or, maybe the calendar, right? Like there's a physical thing about when we say we don't have time, we're thinking about literally like time. But I took a step back and I wanted to share with you what I wanted you to start thinking about with time, right? Oh my. Okay, so Marcus and Terry says that they're both driving. Well, thank you for tuning in, both of you. Just be careful, please. Okay, so time. We're going to talk about time and how I want you to frame your mind about time. So I broke it down into kind of an acronym because that's just the way that I think sometimes. And I'm going to take it letter by letter what time means. And I want you to start when you say you don't have time or when you say you're managing your time or prioritizing your time, I really want you to focus on these 4 things that this word means to me, and hopefully, you'll start thinking of it differently. So, beginning with the letter T. The letter T, I was thinking, would be kind of like your tribe or them or the things that are really, really important to you, right? So, when you say, I don't have time for ... Are you saying that you don't have time for your tribe of people, your business even, your family, the people that you really want to devote some time to, and the other important things in your life? And so T, I want you to think about is your tribe or other things or other people that you might think that are important that you really want to focus on. I is standing for individual. So you. So I want you to think about when you say you don't have time, are you giving you enough time to kind of get into a healthy state, right? So that might be exercise, that might be healthy eating, or even a healthy mental state, like your mind, right? So are you giving yourself time? When you say you don't have time, does that mean that you're going to spend more time on you? So the I is the individual, you. Are you spending time then on developing you and giving yourself some time? Thank you, Cindy. T is for people you treasure or things that you treasure or things that are really important. That's why I put business in there too, because I feel like it's something that you do treasure. So absolutely. Oh, yes. Thank you, Marcus. Marcus stopped me and said, where's your social media watermark? Thank you. I got going, so I totally forgot. So thank you, Marcus. Okay, there we are. There's all my handle names and everything. And okay, so T, I is individual. All right. M is monetary investments, right? Monetary investments. So when you say, I don't have time, are you then putting that monetary investment into something, into something that you really need to be doing, right? And so again, that's also something that I want you to focus on. And then E is like the one and only, the thing that is super duper important to me, which is energy. So looking at all of this here, I'm going to put this up. See, I have a lot of watermarks here. That's why, and different things that I wanted to put up there for you. So I have this. I kind of broke down time and I kind of wanted you guys to think about this while I keep talking. So time is tribe, of them and those. What Cindy said, people you treasure. The I is the individual, your health, your mind. You, just focus on you. M is the monetary investments, and E is energy. And yes, Brad Smith says Tiger Dad. Yes, thank you, Tiger Dad Marcus Stone, for reminding me about putting up my my watermarks there. Okay, so and not only did I want to identify what time it means to you and talk a little bit more about how this definition might change the way you think about how you say you don't have time, but now I want to focus on ways to protect and maintain or manage your time. And when I say time now, it's not going to be something that we can measure like time, like on a watch, a clock, a calendar. But when I say time now, I want you to look up at that and say, okay, when I say how to manage your time, how to manage or protect your time, or this side, time, your tribe, you, monetary investments and energy, this is what I want you to focus on. How are you going to protect this type of time? Okay. So number one, I was thinking of different ways that I try to protect my time. And number one is take a break. Take a break when you can. Even if it's a short break, it can re-energize you. And I don't know how you guys are, but I can literally, I will go until I literally drop and I'm tired, but I can lay down for 5 or 10 minutes and then I'm up and then I can have 2 or 3 more hours and I'm ready to go. And I don't know if you're created like that, or if you have to really step back and have some quiet time to either meditate or to spend time just re-energizing yourself. For me, I can re-energize myself by either taking a really short nap or, honestly, and I've talked about this before, since I'm an extrovert, I can actually go and be with somebody, and learn about them and connect. And that gives me energy as well. So that's definitely, a way that I want you to protect and manage your time, is taking a break when you can. Okay. Number 2 is spend time doing things that you believe in. So whether they're relationships, whether they're partnerships that you want to focus on, start spending time with things that you actually believe in. Why wouldn't you spend time doing that? Why would you spend time doing things that you don't believe in, right? But sometimes we do. Sometimes we feel obligated. And so I want you to say, stop doing that. Spend time, show up for people, do things that you believe in, right? And help people that you believe in. Again, looking at that time, that's going to be your tribe, or the people that, like Cindy said, are the people that you treasure. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Yes, Marcus says, I do it sometimes after my show, 15-minute nap. Yes, heck, I'm up at 3:50. Absolutely, right? And so a lot of us are up really, really early because we tune into different shows. And, sometimes in the morning, it's so much easier to get some things done because everybody is still sleeping. And if you get up early, it's so much easier to try to hit some of the things before the day goes, because at the end of the day, you never know if you're going to get tired. All right, so again, ways to protect your time that I've talked about, or to maintain or manage your time. Number 1, take a break when you can. Number 2, spending time in doing things that you believe in. Number 3, practice, and I said this last time too, practice saying no to the things you don't need to say yes to. Practice saying no to the things that you don't need to say yes to. You don't need to. So ask yourself, okay, can somebody else really do that, or do I really have to do it? I mean, that's simple enough to say to yourself, right? So if you can actually say no and you really don't have to say yes, practice using that no. And really that's going to be, how you protect the people that you treasure, you as an individual, your monetary investments, as well as your energy, right? And the last thing that I have for you, number 4, is figure out ways that make sense to reorganize your time. Like Marcus said earlier, prioritizing time is huge, right? So, but I want to add, prioritizing time is huge, but also I want you to be smart and I want you to do things that make sense. So for example, in reorganizing your time, if you're going to wake up earlier, trade-off is you really need to get to bed earlier then. So no more, staying up and reading, or staying up and, binge watching anything, or, you cannot burn the candle on both ends, right? So prioritizing, reorganizing your time, you have to be smart, and it has to make sense. So not only if you're going to wake up early and get things done in the morning, that means get to bed early, but if you are going to say yes to something, that means you should probably say no to something else that you already have on your plate, right? it makes sense. Like, how does that not make sense? You cannot keep saying yes and yes and yes and yes and keep building it up, right? You cannot keep burning the midnight oil on both ends. So figure out ways that makes sense to reorganize. So I'm just going to add that because it's not just about prioritizing, but it's also figuring out things that make sense. Again, so in this instance, I really want you to say, I'm protecting my time, but it's not really something measurable in time, but I'm protecting my time, meaning I'm protecting the time that I have with my tribe, with the people that I treasure, with my business. I'm protecting my time because for me as an individual, I need to recoup and I need to get my energy back and I need to just take care of myself, both in health and mentally, right? I am protecting my time because I cannot be continuing to give out, and invest in different things. And so you really want to protect your monetary investments. And I want to protect my time because literally that is my energy. And if I'm the only one that can be doing different things and, pushing things forward for what I need to get done, I have to protect my energy. So the next time that you guys say, I want to protect my time, or I do not have the time for ... I'm hoping that means it's because you're going to focus on one of those 4 things that I have up here that talk about time. So the challenge for you guys this week is I really want you to identify your time, okay, and what is important to you, and really choose one thing to change during the week to protect your time, right? Your time. And the next time that you say, I don't have the time, I really want you to say that because I want you to be protecting one of these things that we talked about. All right. So I'm going to take that down here, and I actually wanted to pop that back up again. We do have an event coming up that I wanted to invite people to and remind them to get tickets because there is an early bird. The early bird tickets are going to be gone after July 31st, and I put an event up there, the Eventbrite link. And so for those of you who actually, are interested in coming to this event in Loveland, Colorado, please, please, please think about coming to that event and getting your tickets early and making sure, it's that we're able to connect and get to this amazing, amazing event. It's called Unbreakable: Finding Strength in Imperfection. And so I wanted to throw that up there because that's going to be coming up soon. And then I also wanted to put up where you can find me on YouTube. And I'm going to add that link here as well right now, is the YouTube link, where you can actually find me, Dr. Natalie Phillips. Hit subscribe, turn on that notification bell so that you know every single time that I have uploaded an episode. But the other way that you can find me would be currently where you are right now, following me on Dr. Natalie Phillips and subscribe, or actually following the page and making sure your notifications are on so that you know when I go live. And so I wanted to put that up as well. All right. So with that, I wanted to thank you guys so much for joining me today. It was my off day. I'm super excited to have that day in the middle of the week to spend time with family and to really spend time with my kids and get out in the sun and enjoy it. And I hope that you guys can focus on something this week, again, that you can manage or protect that time and come back and post it. Come back, shoot me a text, shoot me a private message too, just so that we can celebrate the wins if you did focus on something that you wanted to focus on to reduce some of the things that just swirl around and get in the way of managing and protecting our time. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll have a great week, and I will see you next week. Thank you. All right. Bye.